Well, we've had a bit of rain this morning, haven't we, maybe? Yeah? Let's have a look. See what it says in the rain gauge. I bet it isn't even a mil. But we'll have a look. Oh, dog poo. Oops. Oh, another one. Jeez, how many poos do you do, Mavis? I'm going between the trees and here we go. Oh. Where is it? There it is. Nope, not even a mil. Half a mil. Oh, half a mil is better than nothing. I think my garden's going to enjoy it. Slowly starting to turn. But yeah. Autumn leaves. Autumn leaves. Come on, rain. We need more rain. So these chilies have dried naturally, being out here on the table, but I've lost interest in letting them dry naturally, so I harvested some chilies this morning, cut them up, and they're all in there. I'll cut the tops off and they're all in there waiting to be dehydrated, even some green ones. So yeah, my impatience wins out. So today I'm making some peach jam. I normally make this on the gas cooker, but as soon as our gas has been cut off and we don't have an electric cooker anymore, I'm doing it on a hot plate. And I'm very conscious of it catching at the bottom because I've never cooked jam on electric-y before. I'm getting the scum off. Putting it in my scum bowl. So I'm just having to stir it. Now I do my jam or peach jam a bit different to everyone else. I puree the fruit first and then I reduce it down to half, so that's got to go right down there. And then I put my sugar in. So I basically am making a peach jam jelly type concoction. So yeah, I will show you the finished product once I've finished it. But I'm sorry about shaking the camera there. Again, I'm not good with this camera stuff, am I? But yeah, so I'm trying not to get it burnt on the bottom. I think I might sit here for about 10 hours just stirring this shit. We'll see how we go. Catch you later. Well, it made 6 and a little bit of a jar. How wonderful. I also made some rissoles and did them first time in the air fryer, which I've never done before. Hubby enjoyed them so much he shoved them on a pita bread with some salad, which is real big feat for him because he doesn't like mixing his food up. He has it all separate. So there you go. Do them in the air fryer from now on. I'm doing some for Thieves vinegar. I've got the recipe in my little book here. It's really good for your immune system, and I love my furry book. Oh dear. Anyway, we're going to be putting a lot of things in a mason jar, so you'll need a mason jar, You'll also need some apple cider vinegar, organic, with the mother, so you can see that at the bottom. You'll need some cinnamon sticks and some whole cloves. So I've got a jar here, just making sure the lid's loose enough so I don't struggle. Then we've got our herbal things to go in. We've got some orange peel, we've got some yarrow, got some rosemary, some oregano, some sage, some thyme, and some chilies. And these are all homegrown except for the orange. And you want to get as much pith off the orange as you can as well. And then we're just going to put everything in the jar and mix it up. Sorry about that, little hiccup. So yeah, we just make sure you chop all the herbs up too, because then the surface area is more exposed to the vinegar and therefore it infuses a lot better and gets a lot of those immune system goodies into the vinegar. Here we go. I don't know why I'm putting it in individually. It's just me, I guess, bit of my OCD. Everything has to, when it's just got to be mixed up anyway. So, oh look, and I just give it a bit of a zhuzh anyway. So, I don't know, folks. I don't know. In goes the orange peel. Making sure it's all separated nicely. Then I'm gonna actually grab my knife and chop up the chilies and put them in. I'll move that so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm basically just slicing it halfways. Oof. Blunt knives, I tell you, blunt knives. And you can take the seeds out if you want, but I just generally leave them in and toss it in. So I just do that with every chili. Now the Four Thieves vinegar is a bit of a folk story with it. It's about these four guys in Marseille in France who were at the time of the plague, and they knew all about these herbal remedy things, and they made their vinegar up and everything, but they put like garlic and camphor and all these other sorts of things in it. And they took that and went round to people's places who were sick of the plague and robbed them. I'm just putting the cinnamon now, and then some cloves. Yeah, so they robbed all these people who were dying of the plague. They eventually got caught and were sentenced to, oh, that smells nice, sentenced to a long term in prison, or they could just divulge their secret to the judge. So they did, and they got off. Oh, what a story. So in goes the cloves. I only put 5 in. It's an interesting story, really. I don't know if it's true or not. But anyway, so we give the vinegar a bit of a shake to put that into the jar. Oh, it's a bit of a hard going because it's got those little drippy top things that are in the bottles these days. I suppose I could really take that plastic thing off, but that's more trouble than it's worth, really. Another open jar. And we're just going to fill that up to the top of all the goodies that's in there. You don't really need to fill it to the top. You can do if you want. You can put more herbs in than I have, but I'm just making this little batch for myself. I don't think I'd be able to get my family to take this, honestly. Now the way you take it is interesting. You can either have it neat, like a teaspoonful, 10 ml of a morning, or you can put it in hot water and drink it that way. You could even put it in cold water and drink it that way. Or you can use it as a salad dressing once it's been strained, of course. It takes around about 4 to 6 weeks for it to infuse. that. Isn't that pretty? All the colours. Give it a bit of a zhuzh. Yeah, so that goes in a dark cupboard for around 4 to 6 weeks. I will label it, but I label mine a bit different. I label mine with the strain date, and I put the date that I've done it in a little book. So I've got all bases covered, really. Isn't that good? And just a picture of the herbs that I used. And all labelled up. I've been harvesting a lot of my herbs. Here's some lemon balm. I've also, just a little tour of it actually. Let's do a tour of it. These are 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of lemon balm and 1 of chocolate mint. Oh, that chocolate mint smells so good. And I've hung them on my stick that I use for drying. I also harvested some spinach. That's a nice hefty bunch. And this is what the chocolate mint looked like. Oh, isn't it pretty? I love it. It smells so nice. And so to my apothecary, where once they've all dried, and it didn't take that long to dry actually, just a few days, I pull all the leaves off and put them in a jar. This is the chocolate mint. God, the English is not good. Chocolate mint I'm doing here. I've sped it up a bit because you don't want to watch me for like 10 minutes do a whole load of, just pulling leaves off of plants. But I put this in a jar and I use it for tea. And it's got a nice warming effect. And whilst it smells a bit chocolatey, it's more minty tasting than chocolatey tasting. It's got sort of a nice aftertaste though. But it's really good for just a nice refreshing drink, a pick-me-up you might say. Yeah, so I managed to get a little jar of this. I've still got more in the bed which I'm going to harvest later, but right now this little jar of stuff will suit me fine. Oh, it smells nice. And I did the same for my lemon balm. So I'm going to put this in a bigger jar because I've got 4 bunches of the stuff to do, and I always pick off my little bits of string too. I'm a bit of a string collector. So I undo all my little knots and put the strings to one side so I can wrap them into a little ball and, just use them later for stringing up more herbs. But yeah, lemon balm is really good, especially for sore throats and in wintertime with sage, because they soothe the throat. They're I can't remember the word, but I'll put it on the screen. So they're really soothing for the throat. So if you have some lemon balm and some sage and you've got a sore throat, get yourself a pot of hot water, pop the leaves in, just give them a bit of a scrunch up just to, get more surface area for the water to soak into. Soak that in the hot water for about 10 minutes. And then strain it out and put a teaspoon of honey with it, and believe me, your sore throat will be better in no time. So yes, this is my beautiful lemon balm. I'm not going to show you the whole film because, again, you don't want 20 minutes of me trying to do this. So, lemon balm's such a lovely thing, but you have to be careful because it is in the mint family. So if you put it in a place and you don't want it to spread, it's gonna go like wildfire and spread everywhere. So I've got mine in a veggie pod, which is a raised wicking bed. So I don't mind if it goes through that because I love it so much. But yeah, if you're gonna put it in your garden, put it in a pot. Please put it in a pot. So here's the finished product. I've got a 1 litre jar full, crammed. I had to pack it down a bit. So then I've got all my sticks, which I'm, just going to chop up and put in the compost. May as well go back to making more earth and my little bits of string which I collect. So there's my deeds for the day. And we finally got more rain. Yay! Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll hope to see you next week. Bye.